Damn. You know, I've decided that I don't need to wait for a fucking countdown. I start when I'm ready. What's up, guys? Mazif, thank you for being here and for the 11 months in a row. That's almost a whole freaking year. That's like, I haven't scared this guy off yet after 11 months. That's pretty cool. What's up, guys? How's the evening going? My camera is kind of a... Oh, that music's still probably a little loud. So we got an Astro photo to work on, and maybe another one actually by the time we're done. Going hood on too to start the stream. I don't know, maybe that's a new thing. Love the hood on. Ninja Guy Dan, what's up, brother? Oh yeah, cool. What's happening tonight? Tonight we have to turn the music down a little bit. And my music down. Ninja Guy Dan, that's a little... We're gonna edit a Astro photo here. Some data I've been working on. But your name, Ninja Guy Dan, of course I know you from a while ago, but there's also, we've got a guy named Ninja Galapi and several guys named Dan. So you're kind of like this, your name is kind of, and so it's throwing me a little bit, because I'm like, wait a minute, is that Ninja? It's a fun track. It's some AI stuff, and AI makes me feel icky about things, especially AI art. AI, it's not AI. But I like the vibes. So we'll go with it. All right. Let's today's beer, by the way. Oh, look at that focus. I found some more Citra Loves Galaxy from Brewery X. The liquor store across the street. I've been living here for like almost 4 years now. And at Christmas, I finally went into that. I've never been in a liquor store. I don't drink liquor that much. I went into that liquor store. They have so many craft brews that are space themed that I'm probably gonna have to start drinking a lot more beer. Well, kind of ironically is that it does get flagged because the channel owner or whatever, it doesn't. It's still like, it's not. It's pretty dumb. I didn't generate it. What's up, Weaselbox? All right, so what we got here is Tadpole Nebula, HSO. I've got two really good nights of data on this now. Some of them, telescope's not quite set up correctly, so I do have some gradients. They're not too bad. The flats didn't quite correct the gradients as good as it could have. We'll be able to work with this. Yeah, nice to see you too, Weaselbox. So anyways, Tadpole Nebula, a little bit of background on this. So if you haven't been around in a while, I've been working on the smaller telescope design that I have, the DBS 114, 114 millimeter, 4.5 inch, a small telescope. Just like upgrading that, trying to make it more better and, more work better and look better and be better and easier to build. And I'm trying to look for a picture of the rig. There we go. So if you haven't seen what that guy's looking like, it's looking pretty cool. I really like it. It's small and compact. Feels pretty rigid and sturdy. The latest updates on it are to the focuser. I've kind of like on... I don't want to call it version 2 of the focuser because it's like still prototype. This is like P2, like prototype 2. You know, this is like the beta of the focuser. Actually, this picture is the alpha, but what's on it now is I modified and upgraded the focuser a little bit. The focuser is working really good right now. So I'm really pleased with that. But in the process of switching out the focusers, I didn't quite get the secondary mirror aligned with the draw tube as good as I could. For some reason on the scope it's super sensitive and I don't quite get a perfectly centered field illumination. I can show you that by if you look at a flat frame. If I look at a stretched flat frame, this is from the oxygen filter. You can see how we have pretty bad vignetting on one side, and so that means the mirror needs to adjust a little bit. So I forgot to do that. But so the images all have a bit of a left to right gradient on all the channels. It's not too bad. It would be better without it, but you know, we'll go with what we have for now. And yes, so the Tadpole Nebula, I shot this on the larger scope, the DBS 150, the 6-inch scope, and this is the result. And this is one of my better SHO Hubble palette images. I really like this one. Really good, really nice colors. The blue looks really nice. Lots of great detail in here. Really, I mean, this is kind of punching above its weight class. Mr. Cat, come on. Hold on, wait. Cat's trying to get on my lap and having a hard time. Come here. There's a cat. All right, what's up, Benji? Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Glad to be streaming. Benji, your O3 filter just has that gradient. That's strange, because the filter shouldn't have any gradient. That gradient is present on all my filters. Misadventures in Astro, welcome. Hello. Here's HA. So I just shot new flash just before the stream started. We have perfect flat capturing skies tonight, or this evening, which means clouds. KemJ, thank you for the subscription. How are you? Welcome. Gotta get a better angle of the cat here. Mr. Cat. Yes, Mr. Cat. Stream cat. Yes, oh, pet the cat. What's up, Star Traveler? Minicam filters. Are you using the Minicam 8, Benji? And you think you're getting gradients from those filters? Oh, dude, don't say that. I don't want to hear about dead cameras, Misadventures in Astro. Oh, by the way, also while we're working, the camera is working. I'm taking dark frames. Oh, no, they're not. Are they dark? I guess they're dark enough. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm taking 600-second dark frames because last night I shot my first 600-second light frames on M101, the pinwheel. Just like, well, I guess actually it was this morning, just to see if I could. And check this out. This is a 10-minute exposure. 10-minute exposure on my mount. I've never done anything nearly. That's twice as the most I've ever done before. So stars around, but I don't have 10-minute dark frames. So we're gonna build a dark frame library while we're working on editing photos. So yeah. Love the pinwheel. Yeah, it's a spectacular galaxy. Chem J. Yeah, here, it's just a histogram issue. That's weird, Benji. I would check it. What was your light source for shooting those flats? Was your light source like the sky, or was it like a LCD screen, like a flat panel? Because it could be that your, you know, if your light source is an LCD screen, it may not be emitting, or you know, the filter may be cutting out certain wavelengths from the LCD. I've seen trying to use my laptop screen as a flat panel with the 3 nanometer filters. I get some weird patterns. Yeah, this is with the 4-inch scope, Misadventures. What's up, Splashy? Welcome. Yeah, it's the pinwheel is just like perfectly face on. I have a great pinwheel that I shot with the 6-inch. I will share that. We got pretty sidetracked. M101 and HARGB. Here's my pinwheel shot. This is with the DBS 150, and this was with RGB camera, but with HA data mixed in there, blended in there. Sounds cool, Flashy. Yeah, it sounds Splashy. It sounds like your motors were reversed. You have an automatic flat panel. Yeah, but what's the light source? Take sky flats, Benji. Take sky flats and get back to me on that O3 filter issue. Because I bet that the light source is not emitting, or that the filter is cutting out some of the light, because that's what it does, right? So it's not emitting at the wavelengths that you need. Take sky flats. All right, let's get going on this. So anyways, yeah, so that was, just close that. The Tadpole Nebula with the Tadpole Nebula DBS 150. So this new picture I got, this new shot's not going to be as good. First of all, I don't have as much data. This is 13 hours. And I'm pretty close. I have about 10 hours now on the 114. Whoops. Wow, did I just... Wow. I don't know what... I just reached over and my arm hit a button and PixInsight is gone. I don't know what... That was weird. I need to turn my volume down. Yeah, I would still try sky flats, because that's gonna be I think sky flats are still the best. All right, got derailed like 10 times here. Yeah, was that you, Mr. Cat? Did you close PixInsight? No, I don't. What did I hit? Did I hit like the... I don't know. That was weird. Maybe it just crashed. I have seen PixInsight crash before, but pretty rare. What was that? Tadpole Nebula. All right, master. All right. Luckily, we didn't have any progress that wasn't really that needed to be saved. Except I did rename them. This is the S2 filter. And my first few steps, I could have been doing this like while I was talking. I had to blur exterminate, star exterminate, and then subtract. So then I have blur exterminate and star exterminate. Blah, blah. Yes, I do have a 3-monitor setup. So I have my main display in front of me, which is a 42-inch 4K monitor, which is beautiful. I love it. It's brilliant. And then I have two 27-inch monitors on the side that are in vertical mode. It gives a nice, like, kind of panorama-ish situation. I set that up mainly for flight simming, back when I was flight simming a lot. And I kind of just got used to using it for regular computing. This is nice data. This looks really, I like when you take the stars out, you really see all the wavy details in there. Gosh, I can't wait to get more data. I think Thursday will be decent. And this is the 03. I actually have a fourth monitor over here for some reason that I don't use. Oh, and I have my television. So technically I have 5 monitors. But I don't use this one. And a cat. Yeah, the either some driver issue, I don't know if it's NVIDIA driver related or whatever, has trouble with those monitors. I plug in 2 monitors, then like randomly one will start to go out. So getting like all 5 monitors working at the same time is like trying to balance, I don't know, some weird like juggling act. And then if I ever change anything, then it screws it all up again. So I just stopped using this. Which kind of sucks, because this monitor that I have over here was great for, I would just leave a remote desktop open like this, so I could have so I could just always see my telescope and not having to have it in a separate window. I could always have my Nina up and running here, right? So, gosh, that looks really nice once it's been blur exterminated. I have pretty good data coming from this little telescope. All right, let's see. Stars. Okay, got all my star images. And what do you for unguided exposures? I don't take any unguided exposures. Everything I do is guided. All right, let's channel combined. We go S, H, and O. Now we have a color image. And I've been playing around with a couple of different steps for getting this, doing this step, for getting the colors calibrated. But I want to stick to the same that I did. This is kind of my reference image. This is the same object from the 6-inch scope. So I want to try to get the colors to look good. The colors to look the same. Unguided exposures, yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't know about your mount and how well your gear is set up, but I would think probably less than 30 seconds. 1 minute. I mean, try 1 minute, and if the stars are around, you're good. I mean, just try it. Try 1 minute. If the stars are around, good. If they're streaking, then you need to back it down a little bit. How did I learn PixInsight? A combination, Jay, of watching tutorials and like hours and hours of playing. And of course, you're always learning, you know, with PixInsight. So it is not a very intuitive. I think PixInsight's kind of more of, I think you kind of need to think of it as sort of like a sandbox. And then it's about learning what the tools do and when to use the tools. And then you gotta learn how to use it. So I guess there's kind of a lot to it. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, yeah, feel free to let me know. I know it's kind of hard to see because the resolution I'm running is so high. The text's really small on the screen, right? So, Yeah, so then your answer right there, Splash, you just need to work on your polar alignment. Don't roughly polar alignment, precisely polar align it. This is a mono camera using SHO filters, sulfur, oxygen, and hydrogen. So I have these three mono images, and I just combined them into one color image. Okay, now it's, I don't need the hood. We're going hood free. Yeah, hello. Yeah, so I will pet the cat. Yes, you want some pets? So, okay, so now I'm at the step where I kind of start looking at gradients. And I definitely have like a green cast over here and kind of a purple cast on the other side. So I'm gonna start doing, I like to do gradient subtraction this way. Combine them together to get a color image, and then see which color casts are in there. And then I go back to the mono images and start subtracting gradients. So I can see there's definitely a green cast. There's like a green gradient on the left. So the green was the hydrogen. So I'm gonna bring up my HA, and I'm gonna do, I was doing Graxpert, and that was working okay. So we'll use Graxpert to subtract the gradient on that one. What kind of light does a hydrogen filter out of the image? Think about it the other way around. The hydrogen filter allows only the light emitted from hydrogen gas. So this is what you're looking at here, and to be more specific, the H alpha wavelength of hydrogen, which is deep into the red. It's like right on the borderline between visible red and infrared. So your eyeballs can't really see it because our eyes don't see infrared. So the H alpha filter blocks all light except for this a very thin band of light that the H alpha emits, that the hydrogen gas emits in. So all of the brightness values on this image that you're looking at right here is emitted from hydrogen gas, including the stars, because the stars emit in that wavelength. But all this gas and stuff you see here is all hydrogen. Correct. Yeah. So as opposed to, like, say, sunglasses, or if you understand photography, you may be familiar with neutral density filters. So neutral density means they block out all wavelengths of light evenly. They just bring the overall brightness down. Versus color filters filter out all light except for specific wavelengths. What is Graxpert used for? Graxpert is a background gradient subtraction tool. So I just had the background image and I closed it. So that was the before, and this is the after. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's less dark over here now in the corner. Oh, we need scratches. We're on an ad break right now too, so sorry for you guys that are seeing ads. Okay, so kind of a purple hue in the right, but maybe we'll just do yeah, let's just go with that. We'll make a new image. Gonna do one thing at a time. SHO, and then unlink the auto stretch, and then we need to do auto linear fit. Are we back from the ad? Looks like it. Yeah, so here's a good... Oh, God damn it, I had it and then I closed it. So here's a good resource here on understanding narrowband imaging. So this image right here, this graph. So this is so-called SHO narrowband imaging. So these are the wavelengths. So from 400 nanometers to like around 600 nanometers is visible wavelength of light. Maybe it's like 450 to 650 or something like that. So this color picture is created using 3 filters: O3, which is oxygen, HANS2, hydrogen, and sulfur. So you can see the filters only allow this very specific wavelengths of light. That's why it works from the light pollution, is because we block out all the light pollution. The filter blocks all the light pollution and only allows these very specific wavelengths of light. It's super cool that that works. Mostly, you're right, KemJ, mostly from the gas, but some of that wavelength is, that's why you see the stars, because some of that is coming from the stars also. Okay, so this still looks like it has kind of a green cast. That's interesting. Doesn't look any different. That's weird. If anything, it's maybe more. Okay, I'm gonna do a background subtraction on all of these. I'm gonna use Graxpert. By the way, KemJ, if you're new to PixInsight, Graxpert is it's actually a separate application. And then there's a plugin for PixInsight that allows Graxpert to run in PixInsight. So this is the background that was subtracted, this gradient. So I'm gonna actually do that. There are many, many tools for subtracting background gradients. And subtracting background gradients is probably the most important step in your astrophotography image processing. And it's also one of the most difficult. So I have various tools. I just try whichever one I think looks like it's gonna work the best, and then I go with that. And Graxpert's really easy to use, so I generally like Graxpert. Yeah, so it's a standalone application, and it's free, by the way. Graxpert is free, it's open source. And then there's a plugin for PixInsight that allows you to use it within the PixInsight sandbox environment. But you don't have to have PixInsight to use Graxpert. You can use Graxpert with Cyril. I don't know if there's like a plugin for Cyril or something, but... Alright, let's see. Let's auto-linear fit this. Mr. Cat. Restretch it. Okay, now we're looking. Yeah, just that looks, I think, right. So now I don't have this sort of color cast. You can see there's like a green to magenta gradient going left to right. And now the background looks pretty neutral. That's probably where we want to be. So we will work. I'm just gonna close these other ones. I don't like them. I don't need them. We'll work with this one. Next step is I'm gonna change the name to I, and then we blur exterminator. Oh, I didn't background neutralization on this. I might not do that. But once you blur exterminator, it just looks so, just like the image just comes alive. I have no idea, Splash. You have to figure that out for yourself. just manually slew the scope and watch, you know, where it looks like it's going to crash, and then set that as your limit. I don't know if I want to do background neutralization or not. I'm going to not do it for now. I'm going to have to back up. I'm going to take the stars out. Sorry, Cat. Mr. Cat wants to rest her chin on my arm, but I need my arm to drink. I need my hand to drink beer, Cat. Okay, we just toss those stars, don't need them. There's a bit of magenta in the background there, but I think we'll subtract that out later. And we'll do Noise Exterminator. It's the Tadpole Nebula. I've processed this one. I've imaged this one with the bigger telescope. And I probably processed that on the stream. This is my shot with, oh, I have it open here. This is my shot with the bigger telescope. The processed image. Okay, noise exterminated. Yeah, scratch the cat. And now we do a little bit more blur exterminator. Yeah, I'm using the 114 just because I've been working on that one, trying to get it dialed in and tuned in and working good. Mostly because, you know, I just want to support that open source project, and then I'm gonna jump back over to the bigger one. The bigger one's definitely better, but you know, I want to make the 114 as good as it can be too. This is looking like pretty good. Like, this is looking so much better than the first time I processed this data. Well, this is looking much better than the first night of data. I only had one night that I processed before. Now this is 2 nights, and it looks like pretty sharp. It looks much more detailed than what I had. So that's really good to see. Okay, next step is to nonlinear stretch it. And oh, we have the new version of the multi-scale adaptive stretch tool. Check this out. This will be fun. You should hear her when I come home from work. She's just crying and crying and crying. She needs her chicken dinner. Yes. Crying and crying. I need my chicken dinner. I need my chicken dinner. All right, let's try new multi-scale adaptive stretch tool. That looks kind of okay. I think it's a little... oh, background reference. Yeah, okay, so we want to try this. We want to get... This is going to look a little... Yeah, that's going to look funky. I know that. Let's undo a couple of steps to make that not funky. And then... we'll use that for background reference. This is new. This is new feature here, by the way. Like, they literally just released this update today. Ooh. Oh, that is weird. That's like way too... Let me turn off color saturation. Yeah, that's doing funky things. Yeah, there's weird banding and stuff going on. What up, Mazef? This is the Tadpole Nebula, yes. I think I'm just gonna try manually stretching it. I think I'd still get best results. Well, for me, just manually stretching. This is getting some kind of weird looking on this one. Oh, you know what? I think noise. Yeah, I think noise. I think I have weird artifacts from Noise Exterminator here. You see, I was getting like color banding, which is strange. Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah, that's like way overstretched, but the whole thing is pretty. The whole thing is pretty dim. That's kind of weird. All right, let's try this. Yeah, I get some weird color banding going on here. How long it would take the travel to the object? Yeah, I mean hundreds of thousands of years. Yeah, what's going? This is odd. Oh, maybe it's not. I don't know. I get some weird color banding going. It's kind of strange. I don't know why. Yeah, this is. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I can play with. Yeah, what's going on? Is this something weird? Like everything looks good to this step. I didn't do any background neutralization, so maybe I need some of that. Grab a preview over there and okay, don't know if that'll make any difference, but we'll go with that. Now I gotta redo these other steps. You got artifacts with mass and Verilux. Yeah, I was trying. That's why I kind of. That's why I skipped from using multi-scale adaptive stretch and just using the histogram stretch, but I was still getting weird banding. And I've seen that with some of the other data I've shot recently with this scope. So, which is same camera. I don't know why I would be seeing something different now. So yeah, something. Yeah, I don't know. By the way, speaking of that, still taking dark frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 dark frames right now. I'm taking 600-second dark frames so I can stack and calibrate dark frames with this 600-second HA shots I got of the Pinwheel Nebula. I don't have very much data on it, but I kind of want to just stack it to see what it looks like. Okay, let's see. Noise exterminator. More blur exterminator. Usually, I mean, if you see weird banding like that, that really looked like it was manifesting as too aggressive or just not ideal noise. Noise correction. And that could be interesting. Star Traveler. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, I'm still seeing. It's not too bad. Although you see it in the, maybe that's just the preview. Only on certain images. Okay, the banding's not as bad as I thought. It is, I think, it's just large-scale artifact patterns from Noise Exterminator. It just looks worse in the real-time preview is like a 8-bit or something. It's not the full, so you get like banding. Okay, I do have some magenta I'm going to subtract with inverted SCNR. That looks really nice. Yeah, I think so. Cool, Splashy. Are you? Do you have clear skies tonight? Are you able to get stuff tonight? Okay, now let's get some curves going. This is looking pretty good. I think this is looking pretty good. It's pretty dim. I want to brighten the whole thing up, but add. Oh, I learned a trick. If you, with the curves tool, I'll make this a little bit bigger. I hope you guys see it. So with the curves tool and with my real-time preview, so if you click in the image, you see you get the. As I click, I'm holding the mouse button down and dragging around. You can see the colored lines on the curves tool. So that's the point where those lines intersect the curve. That's where you want to put a point to affect those colors. So for example, I want to darken the background, which is like over here. So I click on that, and I can see that this point. See those lines are kind of where those lines are? Then I click here, that's where I want to bring my darks down. And then I want to make sure and bring, you know, these colors up, because this is the color and the detail I want to see. That's like here. So I just bring that like straight up. That's kind of how I get the contrast. What are the X and Y graphs? X and Y axes in this graph. So the curves tool is very generic for photo editing. What are the X and Y graphs? Good question. I don't know. I don't know, but the curves tool works the same in any photo editing. So that'll be the same in like Photoshop. All I know is like the darks are down here in the bottom left, and the lights are in the brights are in the top right. So you can see I've created this sort of S curve. So I brought the darks. No, it's definitely not wavelength because this is RGB, so this is all brightness values. So if you go to so now I have a curve for RGB, that would be wavelength, or the color. Actually, the color channels, not the wavelength, but. Yeah, I'm not sure. But you can see I've created this S curve. So by down here is darks, I pulled that to bring the darks darker, and I pushed this up to bring the lights lighter. So that increases the contrast. So if I turn that off, that's before, and that's after. You can see here it looks like washed out, kind of grayish, and now we get more kind of dynamic looking, more contrast. So I'll apply that. And I will definitely tweak the contrast a bit more. But next I want to do a couple of my other little tricks. Hey, what's up, Autopilot 190? Good evening to you. You have a nice Orion Nebula image for your icon, your avatar there, so that's cool. Let's see. So we want to do range selection, and I'm going to select the detail area, the bright nebulous area, with a mask, and I'm going to use the mask. I do this on most all my images to do local histogram equalization only on the brighter detailed areas. You know, we turn that down. It's just like a little bit of local histogram equalization. This just kind of adds contrast to all of the detail areas. So it just makes everything, it kind of gives everything a bit of depth. And we'll apply that. It's a little kind of funky going on in here, a little noisy, a little. Not done collecting data on this image yet, too. This is like less than 10 out of 9.5 hours ish. I definitely want to get to more like at least 15, maybe 20 hours. But still looking pretty decent. Okay, next I'm gonna start removing some of the green. Too much green. I want to kind of match this, where I've removed almost all the green, and kind of see how much green there is there. And so let's SCNR, and we'll do like 70. 69. Nice. Was that too much? Maybe that was a little bit too much. I do like the way that looks. But let's bring that down to 65. Maybe a little less. There we go. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. Once I start adding more contrast and more saturation, then the green will kind of start to pop out. Okay, now I'm gonna get my stars going. And for that I use a SETI ASSTRO's NB to RGB star tool to get my star images. Oh, sweet. There's my fucking one spam botter of the day. The tadpoles sure show well. Yeah, they look pretty good in there, don't they? Especially considering that it's such a small scope, man. Good question, Kim J. Yeah, what am I going for? Everyone kind of has. You kind of get your style. This is kind of where the art meets the tech, or the art meets the science. And everyone kind of has their style of what they're going for. This is an image that I like. Some people kind of do hyper-coloristic. Our friend Mazif would probably fit in that category. Here's an image that Mazif is working on, the Horsehead Nebula. And I would call this kind of hyper-coloristic, hyper-colored. It's pretty unnatural, but if you want to talk about what natural means to astrophotography, to astronomy, to images, that's kind of a can of worms subject. Because if you want to talk about natural, you can't see this at all with your eyes. So natural would be like, you can't see it, just a bunch of stars. You don't see any of this detail. Looks chaotic. Yeah, that looks pretty chaotic. Very strong contrasted colors between the reds and the whites in here. But that also means you really see all, you see all the detail in here. A lot of this detail would be lost if it was natural, if it was just the red color that you would normally see. That's like Disney Channel levels of color. Yeah, so it also looks different, right? So that's kind of our guy Mazif's style. I mean, we can look at some of Mazif's images, and his stuff is very colorized. Here's another one. So you're asking me, what do I go for? Well, it's not that. These are great. And I think it's really awesome that everyone can kind of find their own taste or their own style. So I like a lot of color. I try to sort of balance sort of natural and colorful and vibrant. And so yeah, I don't know if that's what I'm going for. If that answers your question. Yeah, false color image. Yeah, where Saturn looks like a rainbow. Yeah, visual data. Yeah, so I mean, kind of the reason this palette is used is to highlight the contrast between the structure and the detail. So you know, for this object, this would be natural, right? Because most of what you see is hydrogen, so it would look mostly reddish like this if you could see this. What's up, cheap ASSTRO? Welcome. Natural with a curves bump, yeah, natural, right? a little enhanced natural, right? So I really like this too. I mean, this red is beautiful. I really like the red, but you really just don't get the sort of sense of depth you get you know, with this image, right? Yes. H alpha is deep red, where it's right on the borderline between red, visual red, and infrared. So it's this deep blood red. Hubble palette is SHO. So this is the Hubble palette, which is SHO. They're the same thing. Well, we're working on this image, and it's coming together pretty nicely. I think I want to reduce those stars a bit more. I'm working on the stars right now. So yeah, everyone can kind of develop their own taste and style. Some people go for really minimal, denoising, and some people prefer to see a bit of grain, and I can kind of appreciate that. I like the images to look really smooth, so mine may be maybe a bit more heavily processed looking. Some of them, it's a tricky to balance. You know, too much noise reduction, and then I kind of look over. I definitely don't want it to look over processed, and that's a really kind of subjective area to be in. Digging the tunes, yeah, cool, man. I'm glad you are digging. I like this track too, and I'll share the link. I do always, you know, feel a bit icky about AI, especially AI art stuff like this, but at least it's a good vibe. So, well, yeah. Okay, yeah, right on. Yeah, hey Otto, if you want to join the Discord, link is pinned above on YouTube over there. We'd love to see what you're shooting with and what you're shooting. Yeah, processing is like, you know, I've been working on this stuff for a while, and I mean, I'm far from, you know, any kind of an expert, you know. So, but I'm liking how this is looking, but I definitely need more contrast. It's pretty dim, and I need more contrast and I need more saturation. So we'll kind of keep doing what we were doing before with darkening the background and brightening. I don't want to go too much. Yeah, so mostly on the Discord, mostly on my channel, we're doing DIY telescopes. We build our own telescopes. So I design and build the telescope that I use to create these images. And we've got guys in there that are building the same telescope, which is awesome. But we have guys that are, you know, just interested, that are not interested in building telescopes, but are just interested in using them, and that's totally awesome too. So, and we've got really experienced people and lesser experienced people. So it's a pretty good balance, pretty good mix in there. So another curves adjustment, a bit more contrast. I don't want to go too much. I don't want to blow up this area. So now I'm gonna work on the saturation. And once I start, yeah, just a little. You don't need much on the saturation. You definitely don't want that. You know, just like a bit. This is looking pretty okay. No, let's throw the stars back on it. ASSTRO 71 585 MC Air. Yeah, right on the M3 mount. That's a great combo right there. Set yourself up for success with gear like that. This is also a 585 sensor. This is QHY Minicam 8, which uses the IMX 585 sensor. Monochrome. Yeah, MC, right? Yeah, that's... No, that's a color one, right? The MC is... In the ASI cameras, MC means M color, and then they go MM for the mono, I think. When you work with the curve tool or editing regions of the image, you're working with regions of brightness. So yes, you're working with the whole image, but regions of brightness. So if I want to make the brights brighter, the lights lighter, the lights more bright, I bring the curve up. I bring the curve up here. And if I want to make the darks darker, then I bring the curve down here. And I kind of was just playing with that, and that did kind of do what I... Just want to continue to add contrast. And notice when I add contrast, I don't know if you can see that or not, but when you add contrast, you kind of also get bonus saturation. Yeah, I might be kind of blowing that out a little bit. I don't really want to... It becomes intuitive when you use it. It's something you kind of get used to, I think. And I just know that bottom left is dark and top right is lights. And you just drag the curve and you just see what it does. And I know right now I want to make the background darker. So I just added some points. I want to make the background darker without really making the foreground brighter. So I just added some points at the highlights and the midtones. And then down here, then I just drag this one down. I added these points just to keep the curve steady. And so now I'm just darkening the dark regions without making the other regions brighter. And some of that may be a little bit too subtle to see, you know, on the stream, right? So yeah, so you can stretch them. I'm stretching the RGB, which is all 3 color channels at the same time. But if I wanted to make everything more red, I could just go to the red channel and do like that. And I actually do kind of want to do that now that I think of it. But not everything. I don't want to darken the background red. So if I just bring the curve up like this, I'm increasing the brightness on all the from the dark. And this curve tool gives you this little the X and Y. You asked what was on the X and Y axes of this graph, and it's just brightness. It's kind of brightness versus brightness. And down here, I don't know if you can see or not, but it does show a gradient of dark to red. And so if I just drag the curve like this, this is increasing the brightness of all of the red from the dark background and the bright foreground, which I don't want to do. I want the background to stay dark. So what I'm going to do is click to add a point, and that'll sort of anchor that. And I just want to add red to like the sort of the orange areas here, and then I start to just kind of get. But actually, I think maybe I don't want to do that because I'm trying to match colors in these two images, and right now they're pretty close, so I don't want to do that. I just kind of want to make the blues more saturated. Yeah. Moving the curve up into the. Moving the curve up makes it brighter. Moving the curve down makes it darker. So if I do an S curve like this, I make the darks darker and the brights brighter. If I do the opposite, I make the darks lighter and the brights darker. Now see, everything is like flat. Everything is very flat looking. So you just play with curves a lot. And if you had experience with like Photoshop, in Photoshop you'll use curves all the time. Regular photo editing, you'll use curves all the time. So it's the same thing in PixInsight, in astrophotography editing. Now the real smart guys know what values, and I'm trying to sort of match these two images color wise. Like, I mean, yeah, people who really know what they're doing know how to like measure brightness and then use the values and make the values match. I don't know really how to do that. I just look at it and go, yeah, that looks good. You know what I mean? So yeah, when the weather's bad, work on your processing skills, right? So, welcome back, Splashy. So, I guess the main thing, the H alpha, or all this region looks very dim compared to this image, but it's also not as much integration time. ZWAM7 just launched. I just got an email from Agena Astro about that. Let's take a look. $3,000. Up to 20 kilograms. 20 to 30 kilograms. That's a shitload. That's like 60 pounds. Nerds do value things, yeah. ZWAM7 looks just like the AM5 and the AM3, but bigger, I guess. A nice chart here of comparisons. They say so it's just like, it's just a bigger strain wave gear drive mount. That's cool. $3,000 is really expensive. Splashy, there's much better value mounts out there than AM3, than ZWO. There's better value options. ZWO is pretty popular. I think there was an AM3 for sale in the Cloudy Nights forums. Yeah, Ninja Guy Dan. Yeah, you do. Don't you live in like fucking Idaho or some shit with like some really dark skies too? Where are you at these days? Or you were working in Idaho or something? No, no, no. Like, some like AliExpress shit. The like Jaiway 17 or something. I don't, I don't know the names. Oh, you live in Montana. Oh, Montana. You're neighbors with Splashy. You're in Missoula. Yeah. Mount Sentinel. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. You were doing work in Idaho or something like that, weren't you? Like weren't you? But yeah. Yeah, you're not too far away from. I mean, even Missoula is probably, not super light polluted. You probably don't have to go too far to get some really dark skies. So, oh, you went. Okay, yeah, you went up there for the eclipse. Yeah. Splashy, there's some British dude. Hit me up on oh, this guy. This guy did like a big shootout like test of various mounts. It's not really, I wouldn't really I mean, take the results with a big grain of salt, but it can give you an idea. I'm trying to find this video. Well, maybe just check out this guy's channel. I can dig through and this guy tests a lot of mounts. Take his methodology and his results with a big grain of salt, but at the very least, you can kind of get an idea of what's out there on the market and what's available. Yeah, he just recently made a video about this new ML Astro SAL33 mount, which is $1,100, and it is going to perform as good as a ZWO AM5, which is twice that much. So check out that guy's channel. Yeah. Oh shit, and Star Traveler's right there too. Yeah, I knew you were traveling with the fighting planes, and that's why I must have thought about there must have been a fire in Idaho or something that you were up there for. I know I saw that, so yeah. Yeah, I'd be careful about calling one mount better or the other. Yeah, Queeve had a video on it. Anybody who's any YouTuber that's making videos that I've seen, especially the bigger astronomy YouTubers, any of their technical details take with a big grain of salt. None of these guys are, I don't mean to be talking shit like I'm a YouTuber, right? I appreciate what they do, but doing technical result comparisons or technical reviews of mounts that you see from these guys, all of their methodology is not, it's just not very good. These aren't really technical guys. They're entertaining guys, and they can inform you about products that are out there, but yeah. Having said that, yeah, for $1,100, that Sol 33 looks like a pretty solid piece of gear. If I was gonna buy a mount right now, I maybe would buy that, honestly. Yeah, I mean, for the price, it is an on-step mount, and on-step is iffy on firmware. I mean, it works, but you're gonna have, it's not gonna be nearly as good the user experience as a ZWO mount, I'm sure. So oh, you have a Sol 33. Is that the brand new one that was just That's just announced Star Traveler, or is that like the older version? Or did you just get it? Okay, this is a previous edit. This was the first night of data on this target. And looking at this now compared to what I have, garbage. Yeah, the Splashy, from what I understand, ZWO products are probably, as far as astrophotography, astronomy goes, as close as you get to being the sort of out-of-the-box, just works experience. That's going to be kind of the easiest and most user-friendly to use. So that's partially what you're paying for with that. I did see that guy, the Sol 33 guy, he showed, I think he showed Sol 66, a bigger mount with auto polar alignment feature built in. And that looks really cool. Because I have to polar align my mount every night, and like, damn, if I could just go set it out there and, hit go and like let it polar align, like that would be pretty nice. So, but of course I have to do everything myself, so I would have to figure out how to build my own my own rig to do that. Yeah, 33 Sol 33 just came out, yeah. $12 volt 10 amp on the saddle. Oh, cable management type situation. You don't want just like a whole bunch of cables just draping all over your shit? Come on. You're saving up for a 94 Honda Civic. That's not going to be very good for imaging. I had a 92 Honda Civic, Splashy. Great car. Best car you can get. The 92 through 95 Civics, they all use the same parts. So, I know it's a car. That was joking. 92 through 95 Civics all use the same parts, so that means they're very abundant and they're super cheap. So that means that car is so cheap to repair and maintain. The cheapest, most affordable car you can get for sure. And it's going to get really good gas mileage. My 92 Civic manual transmission got 42 miles a gallon on the highway. You got to spend like 50 grand for a hybrid to get that kind of gas mileage on a new car these days. He is making it modular. Yeah, it looked like it. Yeah, get that Civic, Splashy. Learn how to wrench on it, maintain it yourself. That car will... It's a Honda, it'll go forever. Okay, this car, it just doesn't quite... It's not quite as vibrant, punch quite the same. I think I need just like a bit more contrast and maybe a bit more saturation. Tricky to not overdo it, you know. Oh, I want to saturate the blues separately. That's what I want to do. I'll use a saturation tool. Oh shit, 93 Toyota 4Runner. That thing, yeah, that'll go for another decade or three, huh? I just had to put a new clutch, another new clutch in my '07 Honda Element. I think it's got 220,000 miles. Just gonna just keep going on that baby. The first clutch did like 160,000 miles. The second clutch damaged because one of the arms on the throwout bearing broke apparently, and that damaged the clutch. But remarkably, the thing still shifted. Like the bearing is like just flopping on there for like a year. I'm shifting like, but it was fine. And then, yeah. A 93 SR5. I don't know what that is, but cool. Like a Toyota SR5 or something. All right, let's drop a little noise, more noise exterminator, and then we're gonna call this one good, because I gotta return this beer. Oh, Tacoma. Put the stars on there. Dang, that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good, honestly, for freaking a tiny little scope that you can 3D print. Like, the detail in there is like, I mean, it's definitely not as sharp as a 6-inch. Of course it's not, right? It's a bigger aperture. But look at these like little pillar details and the little tadpoles here. Like, it's definitely sharper in the 6-inch. Definitely better detail in there, but that's pretty freaking good, man. Like, that's, yeah. Cool, Dan. Appreciate you. Yeah, if you want, Dan, check out the Discord. Discord, we chat about astrophotography in there, share our images, and I have to spell Discord correctly for that to work. There it is. Yes. Yeah, mostly we're talking about building telescopes in there. You know, if that's your thing, then cool. If not, that's cool too. Yeah, that's pretty good, and it's not done yet. I'm gonna get more data on this. This is only 2 nights. Hopefully, I think Thursday's supposed to be good, and hopefully this weekend, if I can get another, get another few hours. Apparently, this is only 13 hours. I thought I had more on this, but this one's about 10 hours, like 9.5. But yeah, I want to get it to like 20 hours. Oh yeah, Mount Sentinel. Yeah. I think there was a field like next to the golf course. Cool, Cam J. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the subscription. We'll see you around the Discord. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's the stars look pretty good. All throughout the field. There's a little bit of weird shapes, and so yeah, there's some kind of little weirdness going on here, but mostly it looks pretty good. I actually feel like I should get rid of a teeny bit more of that green to kind of match this one. I'll leave it. We'll leave it for now. Not do too much. We just need more data to get it to be as smooth. So we'll get more data. Let's see. Can I see what that? Should be able to see the integration time here. Nine hours, 45 minutes. Let's save that. I think I'm happy with it for now. Mm, 9H, 45M, and the date 1/27/26. Yeah. Okay. We'll keep getting more data on this, and we'll try to get it looking as good as it can. And now, how's my dark frame capturing going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I almost have 10. In 2 minutes, I'll have 10. And then I think we'll try stacking another image. I don't go pee well where that works. That's a month worth in Ireland. Sorry, brother. That's a good month. Yeah, that's 2 nights. 2 nights for me. Okay, I'm gonna stack. A little bit of, let me do a little bit of background data management. We're waiting 2 minutes for that last 10th dark frame to finish. Get rid of that. Let's see. We're gonna do clear. That'll be fine. I only have a few frames on this. This was M101 last night in HA. So what do I have? Like 8 light frames. But they're 10 minutes each. 10-minute subs. And we'll enable Gaussian, but I think this is gonna, well, this may not work very well. But we're gonna need dark frames. Just kind of want to see what, what I can do with 10-minute subs here. So I've been shooting dark frames like this whole time. And okay, I'm gonna stop that. And then I need to go darks. I need to copy those to my calibration folder. Darks, serial. And then I'll add them to, whoops. A dark. Yeah, so I only have 10. We'll see how that works. And oh. Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, it's gonna be mad about the drizzle integration. We'll just run it. Okay, I gotta go take a pee while this is running. I'll BRB. Art on B. That finished. That was quick. Not much for it to do. Did we get anything useful? I don't expect much. Yeah. Wow, look at that. That's pretty good, actually. Man. So here's a single frame. This was a 10-minute exposure. Pretty crazy. And yeah, so this is how many? That is 8 10-minute exposures. So that's what, an hour and 20 minutes, right? Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, there's a lot of HA in there, isn't there? Look at that. Your last clear night for imaging was 22 days ago. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry, brother. That sucks. I definitely understand our, you know, American Southwest privilege out here when it comes to astronomy. A support group, yeah. Yeah, I feel like if I'm in that situation, like, I don't know, I probably wouldn't be doing astronomy. Or, I mean, remote observatories are a thing, but man, that's, I don't know, it still seems kind of, I mean, even, you know, even the one in Texas, that's, I mean, that one's still like $200 a month, right? And, yeah. Well, cool. I'm glad to be able to provide that. Oh, whoops. I didn't want to do that. Telescope Live. Is that a remote observatory thing? I don't think I've heard of that. Yeah, the noise exterminator is a bit aggressive on just this HA image, but and the blur exterminator, it hallucinates stars and some of these nebulous details. So this is a tricky thing to play with, but oh, download data for credits. Yeah, I rented time on a telescope one time doing that too, and it was just kind of like, yeah. I mean, as much of the fun with astrophotography is, you know, building your own gear, right? And rigging your own rig up and stuff, so yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not, you're losing out on like 90% of the fun. So cool. Well, that works. I can do 10-minute exposures now. That's, I think, thanks mostly in part to off-axis guider. Off-axis guider working really well. So that's cool to see. Yeah. Okay, well, that's about all I got for tonight. I was hoping to be able to get the scope out, but yeah, I got clouds. God, it was like at noon. I went outside for lunch. It was one of the, like, a classic perfect day, like totally blue sky, super light winds. It's just like, oh, what a perfect night it's gonna be. But like, no, like right around like 4 o'clock, I guess, these clouds rolled in. High clouds rolled in. So am I doing Golden State Star Party? You know, I probably am not going to. I really want to though, man. Like, I don't know. I I mean, I really want to do Star Party. And we talked about this last year. I've been to the Golden State Star Party, had a great time, loved it, would love to go again. Problem is, it's super far. I mean, it's a full day drive, and it's super hot in the summertime out there. And, you know, I can do a third of the driving and go up to Grandview in the mountains where it's nice and cool. You don't get the cool Star Party experience, though. So, I definitely want to go to Golden State Star Party again. God, I just wish it wasn't so far. Like, if it was, I mean, it's like a solid, I think, 12-hour drive for me. I mean, if it was like a 6-7 hour drive, then, like, you know, that's not a big deal, but it's a really long ways to go. And, yeah, it's just tough to swing, you know? So I think it's probably not going to happen. But I'm definitely not going to rule it out. Fly to Reno and drive up. Well, then I can't bring my gear. I need all my scopes and my car and stuff and my tent and my, you know, I mean, yeah, so not tent. I sleep in my car, but yeah, so yeah. Oh, cool. Cheap Astro, you just got an off-axis guider? Yeah. Yeah, my guiding performance definitely jumped up another notch with the off-axis guider. Oh, high thick clouds, that sucks. Yeah, my guiding performance, and I think especially with a Newtonian, you get a lot of differential flex because if the guide scope's like mounted on top of the big round tube, and like I don't think I see anything but round stars now. I mean, this is a stack of 10-minute exposures. Stars might be a little bit bloated, but they're not streaking. So, yeah, my friend Dan was praising off-axis guiders for Newtonians for a long time. And I was always kind of like, yeah, you know, maybe someday. And then finally I got the one, and like, yeah, he was right. You know, sometimes people are experienced and they learn the lessons, and it's like, just listen to them. And yeah, he was right. And it was, yeah, I'm really, my mount now guides at, last night I saw 0.33 arc second error. So I'm like between like 0.35 typically to like 0.5, 0.6. Shark Wizard 54. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. How are you this evening? We're just playing with some astrophotography images and talking about future astronomy outings. This is the image that we just processed tonight. This is the Tadpole Nebula on a telescope that I designed and built and then rebuilt and then rebuilt, and now I'm calling it version 2 of the telescope. And it's working pretty good. It's an open source design. And yeah, no, I'm really pleased with these results. I want to get more data on this, more time, more integration time, and this will be even better. But I need clear skies for that, and don't have it tonight. Wednesday will be good after 10, but I won't be here. Thursday looks good-ish. Maybe so-so seeing, but should be good. Friday looks probably pretty good. Saturday maybe bad. Sunday maybe bad. So hopefully I can get some more time this weekend on it. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think probably that's going to be a big improvement for you, Cheap Astro. Yeah, especially I'm on such a big newt. So, yeah. Yeah, cool. I hope we see a video for that. Maybe we already have, but I haven't clicked on it yet. Anyways, if you have a link to your videos, feel free to share. Oh, I think YouTube won't let you post links. But do feel free to stop by in the Discord and share your links there too. Be happy to, you know, cross promote. Appreciate your content. So, okay, guys, I'm kind of out of stuff to do tonight because I don't have any more data, and I done with this image. I'm really pleased with it. That's looking pretty nice, man. I would have been like super thrilled a year ago to get an image like that. So, you know, it's kind of like a little bit muted in my response to it because it's not as good as the bigger scope. Like, of course, right? It's not going to be as good. Like, I'm used to seeing this and then I'm seeing this. But that's not the point, right? The point is to make the little scope as good as it can be. And, you know, I think I'm well on the way. So happy about that. Oh, okay. It's on the way to you. Cool. Well, hopefully it'll show up right along the time with clear skies. Fingers crossed, right? Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna bounce. Take care of some stuff. Might fiddle with the scope a little bit. I might not. I am gonna take a shower. Oh, do we have a cat? Come on, cat. You wanna jump on my lap? You wanna say goodbye to the stream? Come on. Come up here. Come on. Do you need me to do it? You need me to pick you up? Is that it? You don't want to do the jumping? Alright. Okay. Alright. You're old, I guess you can get that kind of treatment. Alright, cat. Should we thank everybody for being here? Thank our friend Nugsy, Cheap Astro. Cheers, brother. Hopefully some clear skies for you in the future. And I look forward to hearing about how that off-axis guider works out for you. Because that worked out really well for me. I'm super pleased and glad that I did that. Very well worth it. Yes, oh, cat scratches. Thanks again to Mazza for being here. Yeah, thanks, Autopilot. Appreciate you. And yeah, like I said, I hope to see you in the Discord. Love to see what you're working on, your images. And Star Traveler, always a pleasure. Cheers to you, Mr. Cat. Time for a shower? No, you don't like the shower. She's afraid of the shower. As you would expect. Okay, guys. Peace out. Nope, that one.